Hey everybody, it's Amy from Star and Splendor. I'm back making another video on YouTube after doing a little bit of cheating over on Facebook Live because of the immediacy of Facebook Live. But I kind of miss being over here and filming my own videos because they're much easier to save and they're much easier to share. And so I'm going to rededicate myself to coming back here and filming these videos every now and then and to really try to keep them under 10 minutes because I talk too much consistently. It's been a few weeks since the shop has been closed, since Governor Cuomo mandated that all non-essential businesses close. I've continued to ship items though out of this space because the web store is up and it's stocked, and I'm still stocking new things every day, either as they're coming in or as I'm getting time to photograph them. So I've been going over to the shop and packing orders and making product about 3 times a week at this point. So please, if there's something that you need, get in touch or check out the website at www.starandsplendor.com and let me know if you're not finding what you need. You can just email me at shop@starandsplendor.com and I'll see what I can do for you. I've also moved the tarot readings to online, and I've been having a lot of fun doing those. We've been doing them through Facebook, FaceTime on Facebook and FaceTime on Instagram, and also through Google Hangouts, and they're actually pretty fun. I've got this cool tripod thing so you can see the cards while I'm talking through them, and I've been offering a special of $50 for 45 minutes, which is kind of like the lowest price that I do because I really believe in the power of tarot right now. It's just kind of a crazy time. We're all in flux. Change and adaptability is the name of the game, and sometimes tarot can help give a little perspective with that, but it can also ease our minds and give us affirmation of things that we may already know or maybe just have not come to the front of our minds. It's nice to just see it all spread there pictorially, and the tarot teaches. So if that's a teaching tool that you might want to explore right now, please get in touch with me. I really want to help, and that's why I'm going to just continue that rate all the way through this crisis, because we all need a little bit of guidance right now. And if that's a way I can provide it for you and make it more accessible, then I'm happy to do it. So get in touch with me through email, or you can just purchase the reading on the website. The special is right on the front page. I wanted to hop on here. I haven't been saying a lot lately because I've been really deep in my practice and my study while the shop has been closed. So if I'm not there making product and packing orders and doing updates to the site, I've been home with my kids, making good meals, being outside, doing yard work, and studying, just reading much more challenging books, pushing my mind, and considering, like really deeply considering things now that I have the time and the space to do it. And I'm really interested to hear like what all you have been doing with your time, and whether you've been reading some pretty awesome books or diving into some new material, because it just seems like a really good time for that right now. Even if you're working full time, if you're able to carve out a little bit of space, since we're in our safe spaces, hopefully at home, and carve some space out in the home for yourself, like this is a great time to do that and to kind of nestle in. I just wanted to talk about a few things that are kind of working for me right now, because I've heard from a lot of people that they're still struggling, and they're even getting a little more stir crazy now as the weeks go on. And I can relate to that a lot. I have good and bad days just like anybody else. I have days where I worry about my business and whether it's going to be there in the end, and not so much about the money piece, because that's not really what the business has been about for me. As much as that's like a weird thing to admit, another business person might not say that. But Star and Splendor has just really kind of always been about the community, the conversation, talking about spirituality, talking about wellness, talking about where the two intersect, talking about all the topics around that, and bringing events and programming in that benefit everybody, and like a broad range of people with a broad range of interests around those general topics of wellness and spirituality. So I think about that a lot, and I think about losing that, the space to do that and the community that's associated with it. And that's the thing that makes me the most worried right now. Financially, like, I think it will be okay, but it's not ideal. I love getting your orders and your support. Like, every time I get an order, I get seriously excited and I feel so joyful, because it's like a big thumbs up and saying, yes, like, continue doing what you're doing. And so it's super meaningful to me. And people have been doing the same on my skippinggoatfarm.com site, which is just the soap and skincare, because their skin is just getting wrecked from like washing their hands so much, and they're needing alternatives, and they're sending me these really sweet notes and being like, I support you. And the thing is, like, I'm trying to support you too. So I'm here and I'm going to tell you what has been working for me in the hope that maybe it will work for you. And you can take it or leave it, but other people have asked me, so I'm putting it here. So, first and foremost, I am using more my time to do more meditation and to do more magical practice, and also to do a lot more divination. I've been actually having a lot of fun with my divination practice. I've been learning a new deck, and I've been like diving deeper into my other deck, and I've also been playing with it in different ways with different spreads, and I've also been using the tarot. I always would do like little mini reads for myself, like every week or so, or as needed. But I've been having a little more fun with it because I have the flexibility right now at home, and I don't have to go to work, and I can't go very far. I've just been like letting the cards decide between focus areas in my day and just answering random questions for me. I've been just having a lot of fun, just like giving it to the cards. And so that's like a fun way that you can play with your tarot or your oracle deck if you are so inclined. Just try it. Like, you know, I don't know, try using it to decide how you're going to focus your time during the day. Or if you're feeling really intense, like maybe look at the tarot, like pull a few cards to see where that might be coming from, or what is that about. It's really good for that stuff. It only takes a couple of minutes, so you might want to try that. I've also been I'm going to admit that I've been doing a fair amount of work on myself. Like, I don't know about you, I'm hearing from a lot of people though that they're really kind of coming face to face with a lot of their fears and some really intense emotions, and like some topics have been coming up from the past, right? So and that's also been happening for me. I feel like in a crisis time like this, where we're worried about our health and the well-being of people around us and like society in general, all these really intense fears and insecurities can kind of bubble up. And in a way, I'm kind of grateful for this time to bring them to the surface and to force me to look at them, because I'm alone with them now, right? I'm not using other things to distract me right now. I'm sitting at home with my feelings and my thoughts, and I'm having to really reassess things. And I think this time is sort of a gift in that sense, because it's giving us the opportunity. So when I'm finding that my emotions are not matching the situation, if they're feeling like kind of intense, I take a look at that stuff. And as memories of the past have been surfacing, I've been journaling about them, and I've been thinking about them in the context of where I am now, right? So as they're coming up, if I'm having any particular feeling about them, I'm sort of looking at who I was at the time when I was experiencing that versus who I am now. And I'm able to make a decision about whether it's some of those feelings or techniques that I was employing at that time are still useful for me, or whether they can be discarded. And I'm incorporating and integrating like the emotions that are working for me and the ideas that are working for me. And I'm just kind of letting go and saying goodbye to the rest of it. So when you're having that stuff coming up for you right now, you might want to try taking a look at it if you're able. Some people will make themselves terribly busy to sort of distance themselves from doing this kind of work, but this is really important work. So if you can do it, do it. And if you need help with it, get some help for that. So, you know, there's a lot of therapists that are still working over the phone or over Zoom right now. So if you need some help, might be a good time to reach out. Especially if you're finding that your anxieties and fears are really dominating your days. That's not good quality of life, and that, yes, there's going to be discomfort right now, but you don't have to live like that. look at those things, pay attention to them right now. Couple other things really quick. I'm taking daytime baths again. This is a thing that I used to do when I was younger. I had a nighttime job, so I would sometimes even take disco baths. So they were like afternoon baths or evening baths. And gosh, they're awesome. That might be one of the best things about this experience, is that I now have nowhere to go all morning. So I put myself in the bath. I put some salts in the bath. I submerge myself in there. I take a little extra time. I used to take a bath every day instead of a shower. It was a bit of a ritual for me. I really enjoyed it. It was really indulgent in a lot of ways, but it was also not adding that much more time to my morning routine. So I would, get in there and do all the things I would do in the shower, and I might spend 5 minutes reading a book as well. So maybe I was in the bath for like 15 or 20 minutes. Not that big of a time difference, honestly. I could take a pretty long shower when I want to. So try a daytime bath. I seriously think there's nothing better than being in the bathtub with the light streaming in from a window or a daytime light source of any type coming in through that door. It's really indulgent and it's so good for you. The reason I put salt in the water is because salt is a condensation of light. So it's a sort of representative of light being sort of brought into the water as like both a purification and as a fortifier. So try putting a little sea salt in the water, like fill the tub a few inches, pour some salt in there, let it dissolve, and top it off with all the water that you want, and get yourself in there. It's such a great way to start the day, and it's a really easy way to cleanse your sort of energy body and also just your body. It's really good for your skin too. In fact, I make a soap that's made with hyssop and sea salt, and it's especially for this purpose, and it's really good for dissolving dry skin. But try that. It's a really great little trick, and I'm not going to give this up very easily. I think I might be doing daytime baths for a while after this. I only stopped doing them because I had children and I got a day job, and that's why. Other things I'm doing right now, I'm being really careful about my diet, and this is something I talk about a lot. I am eating a little bit of sugar right now, and I'm eating a little more bread and stuff like that. I'm having sandwiches on rye bread, and I've been really enjoying that. But the important thing is prana, and that is one of the things that is helping me the most right now. So I was starting to feel a little sluggish in the beginning, and then I realized I was not really eating enough fresh fruits and vegetables. Prana is life force, and it can be found in foods that have not gotten too far away from their source of growth. So that would be things like, well, ideal things would be if you picked it from your own garden. But if you don't pick it from your own garden, then maybe from a fruit stand or a farm stand or a CSA or something of that nature. Or maybe from the supermarket in the section where it's been locally grown. And if not, just any fresh fruit or vegetable is going to have a lot of life force in it, as long as it hasn't spent, months and months in a storage warehouse with refrigeration. I'm also a meat eater, so I eat chicken, fish, pork, and beef. That's me. I'm a type O blood type, and I find that I don't do that great as a vegetarian. I tried it for a couple years. It didn't work for me. If you're a vegetarian, you're good if you're eating lots of fruits and vegetables. Just stay away from super processed stuff. It got no prana. If it's been sitting on a shelf dried and like just being stored, if it's made to be stored for a long time, it doesn't have a lot of prana to offer you. So what you want is to take in that energy source that the item that you're eating has gotten from the sun, or that the animal has gotten from the grass that it has eaten, that has grown in the sun. You want that. We need that right now because we need all the strength and all of vitality that we can possibly get, and this is going to be a big piece of it for a lot of people. So don't lose that. Plant a garden. A friend of mine said the other most important thing to do, and I always have to remember this, is to ground yourself. Really, really ground yourself. When I'm getting lost in my books and I'm spending a lot of time in meditation, I can really get out there, and right now we really need to be here and be present also, and we need to be in touch with what's going on around us. And so grounding is super important. We belong on this earth. We have to put our feet on it. We have to deal with the reality of the situation. The best ways to ground yourself are to do some physical work. Working out is great, but also getting outside and doing yard work, planting a garden, putting your hands in the soil, walking around barefoot if it's warm enough. These are the things that you want to do to ground yourself. If you do a banishing practice, try to do it with your feet on solid ground. So if you're not barefoot, maybe not on a deck, maybe not with a yoga mat underneath you. Just get your feet on the ground and do it. This has been really, really helping me. And it smells really wonderful. Things are warming up. The ground is starting to warm up. I'm sitting out of the sun today because it's a warm and sunny day, but it was actually too much glare on my phone camera. But I am loving it. So get out in the sun. So these are some things that might be useful to you if you haven't been doing them already. If you have other tips and tricks, please put them in the comments. I want to hear about them. I'll probably update as I discover other things, but this is just kind of what's keeping me sane right now, because we're in a time where we really need to be flexible and adaptable in both our thinking and our actions, and these are helping to fuel me to keep doing that and to not lose hope. I'm actually feeling kind of okay. I am just very engaged with the now right now, and that's hard. It's hard to get to that place, and that's why I'm doing all of these things to help me get to that place. If there's some way that I can help you, please let me know. I would really love to help in whatever way I can. I'm sending so much love to everybody. I sincerely mean that. And I want everyone to be healthy, and I want everyone to be happy as they can be right now. If there's something that I can do for you, if you want a tarot reading, or if you want to start doing coaching right now, I'm still doing it. I still have a coaching package. I'm not really marketing these things a lot because you don't need me telling you to spend money with me right now. This is just not what we're trying to do. What you really need is to get through to the other side of this. That's what we all need right now. But if there is a way that I can help in any of these ways, please let me know. Or if you just have a question or comment, send it to shop@starandsplendor.com or put it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. All right, I'll talk with you all soon. Stay healthy, stay well, and just do your best.